Thank you so much for your time, Nompumelelo. Well, so far we're going to be looking at what's happening at the markets. Of course, investors in Asia digesting news following President Joe Biden renominating Fed Chair Jerome Powell for a second term. Markets at this particular point, the Hang Seng Index closed lower, down more than 1%. Chinese stocks were mixed, and we did see markets in Japan, of course, they are closed for holiday for today. European markets pulled back, and the concern is the rising COVID numbers, as well as the prospect of rising interest rates and the lowest PMI figure in the Eurozone. So that's what investors are watching for. But to talk to us about how all of these themes are playing out locally, we're joined by Makwe Masilela from Makwe Fund Managers. Makwe, thank you so much for your time. Given what's playing out globally, how is our local markets responding to some of the news coming through?
Good day to you and to the viewers. We are just following what is happening with our international peers, and the very same reasons that we are worried about inflation, we are worried about the COVID-19 numbers that keep on going up, we are worried about the new restrictions that these other countries are imposing, and also the fact that the Jerome Powell has been reinstated or will be going for the second time, that chances are, remember, market has already priced in that we should be expecting interest rate hikes in the US in the second half of next year, and we know that tends to be negative for stocks because it starts to making their earnings not to look that bright, and especially for tech companies.
Right. So let's bring things locally here and talk a little bit about the food retailers. And I'm curious what your assessment is of them, especially when you look at the year-to-date performance. Is there one that stands out for you?
Yeah, the likes of ShopRite is standing out, up almost 50%. And you compare that with SPAR. Remember, SPAR itself, it makes close to 20% of their revenue from liquor sales. And we know what has been happening with the liquor ban in the country. And we know that more than 50% of South Africans, they spend more than 50% of their income on food. Hence, the likes of ShopRite doing that okay. The likes of Pick n Pay as well, up almost 14%. And you look at Woolworths as well, doing nicely at 35%, because Woolworths Foods continues to gain market share. But you compare that with the index itself, which is only up 22%. So ShopRite so far is leading the pack.
Right. So I wanted to actually talk to you about Process at this particular point. They released their financials yesterday. But when you look at the food delivery business, what we've seen is interim trading loss go from $189 million to $312 million. Does that make you question the economics of the food delivery business?
Not really, because it was expected. Remember, the guys continue to invest heavily to try to expand that part of their business, because even if you look at the revenues coming from that side, they continue to go up. It's only the trading profits which are down for now. And remember, they still have some legs to go on, because it's not just only food, they're also expanding into delivering groceries. So going forward, that should bode well for them. And I think it was wise for them to spend over $500 million, to try to expand that part of the sector, because that will work for them as things keep on going up. But what's impressive is that at least the revenues are up over 50% when it comes to that. So I think there's still a story when it comes to the delivery business, when it comes to food.
All right, Makwe, thank you so much for your time. That is Makwe Masilela from Makwe Fund Managers taking us through his perspective of what is happening with the local markets, as well as the background when it comes to some of the concerns basically working through investors' minds right now. But that is it from me. When we take a short break, we'll be back with more news at the top of the